Hey guys, bit of a different setup for today's Titan tries, and that is because we're going to be taking a look at something that has accessories. Oh yes. So I was at work, and as I was walking past my local CEX, which if you don't know what that is, it's a second-hand and used store for all things nerdy, videos, DVDs, that kind of thing. And I noticed they had Starlink. Yes, Starlink is a game that I've actually always wanted to have a go on. And I noticed it was for £8, which was, yeah, I couldn't say no to that. So I thought, you know what I'm going to do? And the ring light is destroying that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my Switch out of retirement. And it literally has been in retirement ever since I got my ROG Ally. And I thought, I'm actually going to have a proper go at this. It's going to be the perfect game for work. This is going to be wicked. However, not so, because this is a game that needs a download. So I couldn't just buy it, take it out, wait for my break, throw it in, and off we go, like most handhelds. No, this requires a 6 gig download. So that put a downer on that. But what didn't put a downer on it was the fact that it wasn't £8. When I actually took it to the counter, it was £6. And I also didn't realise this was the starter kit. And the starter kit came with the toys, which I was actually quite excited about. So unique to the Nintendo version, you actually get Star Fox in this game. It's like a basic Star Fox light game, and that was the main reason I actually wanted to play the Nintendo Switch version. So what is Starlink? Well, and I had to go answer the door. Typical. So what is Starlink? It's a Toys to Life game. I don't know if anybody remembers this sort of craze, especially back in the last generation, actually a couple of generations ago, with Skylanders and things like that. The idea is you can be playing a game and you can collect the toys and the figurines, and these toys will actually appear in the game. It's an interesting, if potentially very, very expensive idea, but Starlink was doing something a little bit different. It was a space shooter style game, which instantly grabbed my attention. However, when the game first came out, I thought it was like way too expensive to bother with it. But as I said, seeing it for that price, I wanted to have a go. You get some little extras that you can add on. You can see everything's got a printed circuit board inside, and that's how they attach. The game reads all of this stuff. Somehow, I'm not sure how, and I guess it uses NFC actually, and all of the ships that you use and your pilots transition over to the game. However, I'm assuming because this is the starter pack, this is already on the cartridge, so I didn't need to sync any of this to the game, so it all just kind of came with. And that's your flamethrower. That's another weapon in the game. The game has loads of weapons and flamethrowers and rocket launchers and rail guns and all that good stuff. But you don't unlock it in game. Don't be silly. We've got to buy it all with toys. Or you can buy the digital versions in game, which, yeah, it gets very expensive. But the Star Fox model is really freaking cool. Unfortunately, obviously, the Star Fox version is only available on the Switch. You cannot use Star Fox on the other versions, which it's funny because all of the toys that you can collect for Starlink work on every version, apart from these two. So, yeah, that's weird. And also, you might notice that this thing is a little bit funky. It's also very dusty because it's literally just come out of the shop. There's a reason for that. You can take your Joy-Cons. Not that I use Joy-Cons because they're probably the world's worst controller ever devised by man. And you can somehow essentially slide them in, and you can use this as a controller. I don't know why you'd want to do that. I can only imagine how awful and awkward that is to actually use, but you don't need to. If I could actually get the Joy-Con back out, that'd be great. Yep, don't like these things. These things are terrible. Why? Because they're tiny. Look at the size of my hands. This thing is literally unusable for me. Awful. Oh, and they're cheaply made and stop working quite often. So even if I did get a Switch 2, I would wait until Mobipad bring out some Joy-Con replacements. Anyway, started playing the game. Really quite enjoyed it. However, it runs like garbage on the Switch. Shocking, I know. However, I thought I'm enjoying the game so much, I'm going to play the game another way, without the Star Fox stuff. Because as cool as Star Fox is, and he is in a lot of the cutscenes and stuff like that, he's not super integral, right? So I tried Steam, and it was quite cheap on Steam, but you need to have Ubisoft Connect. So I was like, yep, nope, not downloading any of Ubisoft's crap on my computer. So pass. And then I went onto eBay and had a look for the Xbox version. Well, well, well. Wasn't that interesting? Brand new, completely sealed. Well, it was completely sealed until I started having a look. Got the Xbox version with all the extra toys and stuff. And this isn't rare, by the way. This is readily available on eBay for the low, low price of $5.99. So, yes, I was all too happy to jump on that and buy that. So what we're going to do, we're going to install it on the Xbox. Let's actually just unbox the Xbox version on camera. Seems like a smart thing to do. So a couple of these seals are already gone. I did peel that one off, but that one was already open. Because I was like, you know what, actually, I think this has already been used. But there's actually a couple of seals on the bottom that are still intact. I don't really care about opening up this priceless relic because from what I can understand, the game didn't do very well. And that's why these are readily available on eBay for $5.99 for the complete set. Come on. There we go. Unfortunately, although you can get the starter pack, the other toys in the series do appear to be a little bit harder to come by. But, I don't really care. I didn't want it for the toys. The only toys that I actually cared about was the Star Fox thing. And I have that. But it does look like, if this is the... Oh, it's a physical game. You know, I was wondering. I did wonder if it was going to be a physical game or if it was going to be a download code. Fine. So that's on that side. Okay. Let's get rid of you. Let's zoom out a little bit, or at least as much as we can. So this is the Xbox version. Okay. Let's grab us an Xbox controller. And it looks like that would go in there. Oh no, it goes on this way. How interesting. Again, it's kind of dumb. But I guess whatever. I also don't really want to be too rough with this because this is my 20th anniversary controller. okay, whatever. So, what else do we get? Ugh, that's tough to get out. We get Mystery Man, which is the main guy. Or at least one of the main pilots, but I don't know Unnamed Mystery Man because the only one I was interested in was Star Fox. We get the flamethrower weapon. We get a Gatling gun here as well, which actually, funny enough, I've got on the Nintendo Switch. So, oh, that's gone. Never to be seen again. So, I'm guessing that was actually supposed to come with the one that I bought for the Switch, but it didn't. So we've got the flamethrower still, and we've got the ice missiles. That's cool. And this is the only other ship that you get. Wow, they are tough to get out. This is the only other ship that you get. Okay, my camera jibbed out there for a bit. Yeah, this is the only other ship that you get in the starter pack. Obviously the shittest ship, but all of these parts on the side, these can all be customized as well. So you can kind of really build your own ships and stuff like that using the Starlink tech in the game. Interesting concept. And then the weapons go on the sides here. So if you don't like buying toys and collectibles, I really hope you like the Gatling gun, the flamethrower, and the ice missiles. Because unless you buy more toys or pay for some DLC, that's all you get. With the exception of the Star Fox toy. Now there's a nice little bit of detail with the Star Fox toy. Let me remove it from the terrible stand. You can see the Fox McCloud figure there. Really cool. That's how you change your pilot as well. By you put a different pilot in there, he will appear. So the cool thing about the R-Wing is it actually changes shape. Like so. So we can have space flight mode. And then you can sort of have its all-terrain combat mode as well, which is really quite a cool little bit of detail. And of course the wings come off as well, so you can put whatever wing, you can put those wings from that ship on this one. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but now the cool thing with the with the R-Wing is if you take these toys off, these weapons, or just disable them in the game, you actually get the Starwing blaster lasers, which is like another weapon, which is really good. So that is a kind of cool little thing. It's sort of weird because it made the other versions of the game sort of like a bit shitter, because you can either get Star Fox or nothing, you know, no extras. What I think they should have done for like the Xbox version, they could have done something really cool. Like, I don't know, they could have given us Master Chief, maybe with his own sort of like little flying ship, maybe a Banshee or something, I don't know. Or they could have given, for Sony, they could have given like a Warhawk. Anyone remember that game? That would have been cool. But it's only Nintendo that got something really cool. Anyway, let's now take a look at the game. Okay. Right, so here we are. This is the Switch version of the game. I thought I'd show this one off first because I can actually show all of the Starlink, Star Fox stuff, which is, it's kind of cool to see them mixed into the intro. Let's go, shall we? Let's go save stop. So there's my save. I'm on Act 2, level 11, and I've been playing for 215 hours. Yeah, no, I haven't been playing for 215 hours. It just seems that this game counts all the time that the Switch is asleep as your playtime. Yeah, okay. This is not the only game that does that, and it's really dumb. So, let's go new game. We're going to go normal and watch the intro cinematic. The game is going to explain to us how to actually use the Joy-Cons and all that kind of stuff, but we're not interested in that because it looks ridiculous and I don't know how you're supposed to play with it. I'm just using the Switch Pro Controller. So we've only got one character. No, my apologies. We have two characters because we are playing as the Switch version. All these other characters, well, you've got to buy them. Yep, no way to unlock them other than either finding the physical toy. Excuse me, just coughing. Yeah, there's no way to actually naturally unlock any of these other characters. It's really kind of the bad part of this game, but you know, toys to life, that's the whole hook. I don't even know how much they cost. Let's have a look, shall we? So let's just say if we want to play as Peppy, visit your local retailer to add this pilot to your collection. You can also visit Nintendo eShop to buy a digital copy. Now, I always recoil when I have to go into the Nintendo eShop. It is the worst shop ever devised by man. Hopefully this is going to take us straight there. So, £10. A tenner to get all 3 Star Fox members. Okay. I guess to get the entire everything, I assume, is £40. To get singular pilots, we're looking at £3.30. Oh, although there's a collection pack here for £58. Is that everything? Looks like the weapon packs are a £5 each. Oh. So the Pulse Starship pack, which I assume is that pilot and her ship, £12. Yeah, very expensive, really. If you want any sort of variety in the game, it's dear. You could always try, I suppose, and hunt down cheap toys, because the figures now are relatively cheap, but they're difficult to actually find. Okay, so let's resume. Let's pick Star Fox because he's the only character worth picking, apart from, you know, Mason Rana, who is unknown mystery man, MacGuffin dude, who we really don't care about. So he is the genius inventor of Starlink technology. Mason can call in a wide area blast from the Equinox, which is our mothership. And Star Fox's power is rock and roll, where he can call in another member of the elite Star Fox team to help out, which, yeah, is kind of useful, I suppose. My God, though, such a weird thing. Bearing in mind, if you bought this game when it first came out, it was a full price game. Right, full price, but you know, has no actual variety in its content because you've then got to buy everything separately. Okay, let's go. It is hard not to get hyped when you can select Fox. So, yes, we also have the 2 ships here. We have that one, which is the one that we got for free. Free, he says. We got it for free. We got with the collection starter pack for the Xbox, and you get it here as well. I assume any version of the game comes with the Zenith. But then, unique to this version, we also get the R-Wing. So that is a high energy class. It has more energy. This is a performance class. It is faster. Now, what's interesting is this is a faster ship, right? As it says, which means it gets from A to B a lot faster. However, the Switch, she doesn't like it when you go at full speed in this thing. She starts to buckle under the pressure of streaming everything in. But let's pick the R-Wing. We are actually going to start off raw. We're not going to add any extra weapons to this, which is the only ship we can do this with. If we don't add extra weapons, we get our blaster. We get precision laser cannons. And they are pretty good. So, after making contact with an alien that crashed on Earth, astrophysicist Victor Sundgrad secretly recruited a team of pilots to explore the stars. He named the alien Judge and called the team the Starlink Initiative. It's pretty standard Saturday morning stuff. Aboard their Nova-powered mothership, the team arrives in the Atlas star system seeking answers about Judge's origins. It really is like 90s Saturday morning TV. And it's, for that niche, it hits it.
We're here.
Atlas. Jewel of the Pleiades.
Look!
Welcome to Atlas. Oh man, I'm gonna get so many hits back on Earth.
No, you're not.
Levi?
No one's supposed to know about this.
I'm looking to change that.
Chase, Levi. One of you will need to be outside to help Hunter with the escort.
Okay.
Hey! He said one of us.
Scans up, St. Grand.
It's incredible. I can't believe you've been doing this for a whole year.
Our third trip. Hasn't gotten old yet.
It was Alkeane last, now Atlas. The artifact we're collecting here might just be the breakthrough we need. We're closer than ever now. I know it.
Proximity warning.
Looks like our delivery is coming in hot. Right. Let's get our ears on.
Can you hear me?
What happened? Do you have it?
Yeah, but these guys don't like it when you steal from them. Sensitive types. Could use a little help here.
She's not gonna make it.
Get to the Equinox. We're coming.
I'll man the bridge.
Judge, take Mason with you to the hangar. We need to buy time for me to jumpstart the engine.
Are you sure? Maybe I should help you in the reactor.
They've never used Starlink before. Go show them what it can do. Take my ship. You're ready.
Okay.
It's on now, Manu.
Warning. Cooling cycle terminated.
You think that's bad?
You can do this.
And that is where the game starts on the other platforms.
You boys seen this? Yeah, but it's not Wolf, so who cares?
It looks like they're outnumbered.
You know what I'm thinking.
Absolutely, positively not! We came here for one reason and one reason only, and that is to take down... I knew I should have retired back on Corneria.
And this is where the actual game starts. But yeah, that little bit at the end was obviously only on the Switch's version. Now, you can see this game really gives strong Saturday morning cartoon vibes. That's the only way I can explain it. It's pretty cool. I like it. That character, Lev, the kid, the like vlogger style guy, he just irritates the piss out of me, and he gets worse and worse as the game goes on. The most cringy character. But, you know, it is what it is. The other characters are not too bad.
I'm patching you through now.
Identify yourself. Who are you guys?
What's up? We're Star Fox. We thought you could use a hand with these punks.
Where did these guys come from? We could use a few extra ships. Team, what do you think?
They seem friendly enough. Also looks like we're all headed to the same place. We may not have much of a choice.
Okay, looks like we've got a few more wingmates. Hang on, Shade, we're on our way.
And let's go kick some ass. Let's go save these kids, shall we? The only way Star Fox knows how. Large quantity of laser death. Now the cool thing about the laser cannons that you get at Star Fox, if you hold down the fire button, you can charge up a powerful orb attack. Alright, let's get this done. Beautiful. Now when you're up in space fighting, actually feels pretty nice. Star Fox is one of the series, probably the only series from Nintendo that I actually would be really interested in. You know, Zelda, I'm not interested in Zelda anymore. Never been interested in Metroid. But Star Fox, I'd love to see them do something with it. I did play the one that they released, Star Fox Zero on the Wii U. Ugh, God, what a mess that was. So I'm not super hopeful. I would love to see something like this actually, you know, from Nintendo, from like an actual proper Star Fox game. Not necessarily just an arena-based shooter type thing, like a proper actual game, like Lilac Wars or something like that.
Hey, nice work, new kid.
Thanks.
I don't know why they call him New Kid. He's supposed to be the one that invented all of this technology they're using. The story's a little bit weird.
I'm almost there. Tell them to hang on a few minutes longer.
Breach in reactor hull.
Everyone, back to the ship. The reactor's been breached.
On our way. Just one more left.
He just hot swapped his weapon. Luckily, he's got his controller handy in the cockpit.
Take him with us. No.
What?
No! Sage! Seal the hole! No!
Razor, what's going on?
He's gone! They took St. Grant!
What?
No!
All units, brace yourselves. We're going down.
Well, that was bad. Yeah, so all these characters have decent backstories. It's quite a lot to it.
The Equinox has crashed.
As do all the
All
ships.
units, report in. Boys, I'm here. I survived. Do you read me?
I repeat, the Equinox has crashed. All pilots
Nothing's getting through. All this interference.
Alright, Star Fox. Let's get re-energized and re-acclimatized to how our ship
Flight
works.
engines are down. Guess I'm on reserve power. Gotta find the boys.
Yeah, right. Let's go find the rest of our men. So, At the moment, we can't actually fly. We're sort of stuck to the ground in this sort of hover mode. We can jump, though. The movement controls for actually getting around are pretty good, you know. You just saw that thing fly off in the distance there. That's a sandworm. Yes. I love these blaster weapons as well. They're way more fun and way more just like tactile to use than the actual weapons that appear to be built into the game. But, you know, only available on the Switch, sadly. So, what I would like to know is how this game performs on the Switch 2. I'd be very interested to see how Switch 2 games perform on that system. Anyway, let's get going. Yep, this is one method of getting around. You can use this boost to traverse like large amounts of space. It does run out after a while though. However, the Switch does not like you boosting around. You can see it chugs. Well, that was a bad example. But it chugs. The frame rate is in the 20s at best when you're zooming around in that way. And it's really noticeable. It's so unfortunate. I know it's a Switch. I know there's only so much they could do, but it just... That's the only criticism. I don't care about the graphics being like quite low quality and stuff like that. That doesn't bother me in the slightest. It's a Switch. What you want to do? But yeah, unfortunately, the performance problems really are a bit of a barrier.
Oh, you want to dance?
You want to dance. So the game's going to recommend us when we find new enemies. It's going to recommend us some weapons to use. But we have the Star Fox race. Oh yeah. Yeah, the frame rate when there's multiple enemies as well is not good. And it's such a shame. Such a shame. I don't mind 30 frames a second if I absolutely have got to use 30 frames. It's fine if there's no other option. But when the game cannot actually maintain that, that's when things get difficult for me to play. Alright, let's go. Way out.
Looks like that ship. The Equinox. Oh, what now?
It's alright, Fox. We got this. We got this, Fox. So we can dodge with the A button, like so. Don't really need to dodge too much, at least from what I've discovered. You know, maybe it's just because we're on like base early level stuff. Right, come on, Cyclops. You'll go die now. Now, all the weapons that we actually use do level up and get better. But I don't think these do. No, these weapons don't actually. If we go to... Ah, that's really unfortunate. So the... Hey, Peppy.
But I never doubted you for a second.
That's right.
Hey, everyone okay?
Oh, we're all good, Fox. These folks were just filling me in. Sounds like those robot fellas took their captain.
Well, they're not gonna get away with that. Come on, let's go get them.
We can't. Those freaks who took St. Grand also stole our reactor. There's a backup, but until we get more fuel, we're not going anywhere.
Gotta be something we can do here.
Maybe there is. Check your map.
Right, so if we check out our map...
There's your ship. You should be able to see everything within the scan radius. The rest of the planet's uncharted territory, for now.
Razor, I am picking up an alien signal nearby.
You think someone's out there? Worth checking out. Feel free to give the map a spin. Not much to it now, but once we explore more of this place, it'll definitely come in handy.
So I've completely explored this map on my actual main save. And, actually...
Okay. I'll go see what's up.
Be careful. We don't know what's out there.
I'll tell you one thing that's out there.
Oh, shut up, Levi.
Killer
Nobody
robots?
likes you.
We've seen what? Drakes and a couple of Cyclopses?
Now, hold on. You're telling me this is normal to you people? And I thought Corneria had problems.
Bunch of pests, if you ask me.
Well, we've taken out a lot of them in the last week. I think we can handle a few more.
Oh man, just the Star Fox content does really make it something else. Anyway, what I might do now is, now we've seen the intro and how the game sort of like plays, I'm going to load my other save I will meet you back here in a minute, and then I can show you the mechanics of the game a little bit better. Now, here we go. So we're still on the same planet. However, it is completely explored. And there's only a few little things left that I've got to do on this one. The loading times are, well, relatively long, sadly. But again, you know, it's a little switch.
I'm on my way.
Okay, cool. So,
I do have a colleague on Sonatus. Perhaps she's seen something.
oh, we got some pirates. Let's go help this guy.
Where did I put her code? Dr. Wilder, are you there?
Deal with the outlaws. Now, these outlaws have bases up in space, which we can actually go and take out.
I'll have to call you later.
Alright, cool. So, now we can actually look at the entire planet as it is. The planets have lots of things we can actually do. We have ruins, we have spires, we've got wrecks, wonders. I haven't done the wonder yet because you need to be level 20 and I'm only level 9, so it's a pretty rough situation to be in. There's also samples and sites and species that we have to explore on each planet, which is pretty good. It's pretty cool. There's a lot to actually do. It's a lot of it is kind of like ticking the box and repeated quests. But if you like that sort of stuff, then there's a lot to keep you busy here. Now, red things on the map are enemies. They're legion. The orange things on the map, these are allies. And as we explore these bases, we can find these outposts and refineries and mines. And we can actually introduce ourselves and do some missions for these guys. And as we level them up, they will start generating resources for us. And they will unlock more areas of the map. And it's pretty good. So we need a lot of resources. And we use those resources to upgrade our ship, the Equinox, which allows us a whole host of abilities. Like we can get these mod foundries. Mods are a big thing. We can also upgrade how the fast travel works, how our allies, those orange dots on the map, how they are. You can upgrade them to have shields, better armor, more efficient at mining. You can upgrade all of your abilities here. There's a lot here. One other thing, if we go over to these installations, there is a level here which tells us, you know, how good it is, and different facilities collect different things. Like this guy will collect organics and cores. If we sell him organics and cores, he will generate money for us, but that also boosts the level of the observatory, increasing its radius. Everything tops out at level 3, I believe, which is indicated by the pips next to the name there. There's 3. And yeah, it's pretty addictive. Now, what's kind of cool is you can also fly around. And you can really start exploring these maps. Now, unfortunately, she's just waffling on about a load of nonsense. There are proper story missions to engage with as well, and the story missions are quite good. Like, for instance, now we need to go race off to another planet. Now, one thing that is really cool, how do we get into space? Well, we just fly up. That is how we get into space. And that takes us up into the solar system. Like so, we're now in space. We now have a space map. And these are all the planets that we can go and explore and complete missions on. They all have level ratings. So there's plenty here to keep you busy. So the trade sector, so this is like the easiest side, and as you get further over this side, it gets hard. And medium down here. Now these purple things, these are pirate bases. Should we go try and take one on? Let's mark that one, see if we can take that one on. So as we level weapons up and our ship up and things like that, we unlock more mod slots. Mod slots are set out in rarity by their colors, and they give us passive bonuses to each of our weapons, like more XP, more damage, cooldowns, that kind of stuff. Now, I've unlocked another thing with my ship. So if we have, say, 10 useless white mods, we can combine 3 at a time to improve the quality up to green, and then up to blue, and then up to, you know, elite status, which is cool. So all these useless little mods that we are collecting, we can use those. Still, they're not useless. We can turn them into better mods. It does cost money. Now let's use our hyperdrive and head on over to this guy. We can see the Equinox there, which is our ship. It does take a little time to actually travel, which is a bit of a pain, but with upgrading our ship we can actually unlock more and more fast travel points, which is pretty nice. In fact, yeah, no, we can't actually fast travel there yet, unfortunately. But it's quite a meaty game for a Switch. There's a lot here, as you can see. Now, Star Fox also has his own unique missions,
Warning.
I believe.
Incoming outlaw hyperspace trap.
Oh no. Now, I haven't managed to defeat one of these outlaw bases yet, but let's give it a go. I think you do get some pretty good stuff. I know one of the upgrades essentially turns conquered outlaw bases into fast travel points. So, let's have a go. I don't know how tough these are. But on the actual planet side, you'll be doing all sorts of things. You'll be doing mining. Oh, hello. You'll be doing mining missions. You'll be doing simple fetch quests, taking down enemies, finding relics. There's a lot. Unfortunately, there's not like a huge amount of variety, which would be the one negative that I would say. Right, there's the base there. Let's go take that out. And as I said before, you better, unless you want to spend some money, you better really like these missiles and this flamethrower, because that's essentially all you're going to be getting. Let's see if we can get our asses over to this outlaw hideout.
Look, everyone, we've got a little lost traveler here.
There's a mushroom man. Let's go take out the mushroom man. So we've got some turrets. Yep. So to start off with, we've got to take out the turrets. I think we can handle that. Let's go. Oof. Right, so let's go call in some help from our friend Peppy. Oh no, Peppy's on cooldown apparently. Okay, let's just be careful. Our shields are going to take an absolute batter in here. Yeah, well, I don't think I'm going to go down anytime soon. Not if I can help it. Okay. Oh god, we are getting kicked in the knickers here pretty badly. Now we do have a shield that we can pop when we need to use it, but it is a limited time thing that does need to recharge. Now this flamethrower is quite a cool weapon, but it does have a very limited range, as we can see. Yeah, well, you haven't got through yet, Malado. Right, these turrets are down. These turrets don't seem to do a huge amount of damage to us. I mean, don't get me wrong, they do enough. Oh, mines. Oh my. Now, unfortunately, I do think this game probably underperformed, most likely due to just how monetized it is. I think if it was a little bit fairer when it came to what the game gave you, especially for the money. Yeah, so it looks like these turrets really are sort of kicking my ass. Yeah. Let's get rid of these turrets. And it looks like they're continuously spawning new outlaws as well, which ain't fantastic for us. Now if we give our ship a few seconds, our shields will recharge, which we could actually use. There we go. Oh, as soon as they started to recharge, we got hit. Because of course we did. Come on, Star Fox. I expected more from you, brother. There we go, he's gone. Now, you can get status effects on the enemies by using smart combinations of weapons. I would like to tell you more about these, but you know, you have to buy the weapons to experiment with them. But fire and ice, you can thermal shock targets by hitting them with fire and then hitting them with ice, which does bonus damage. Ooh, good God. So I'm assuming that all enemies have an elemental affiliation as well. Alright. It sounds like we've pissed him off enough. He's actually coming out to attack me himself. So this is the boss bitch pirate. Mushroom Head himself. Now, I'm not sure exactly where they are. You're out of here. You certainly are out of here. Outlaw. So their health bar is going down just from me attacking them. That's worth knowing. We need to seriously get some more health here. Oh, there she is. Okay. So that is Mushroom Tip himself. Let's go take his ass out if we can. Ooh. Okay. Oh, we're actually hurting him now. I was concerned because his shields were not going down. Come on, baby. That's it. That's it. Ooh. Ooh, that hurt. Ooh. We can actually get help from our friend. There we go. Peppy's just entered. Oh no, it's Slippy Toad. Oh god. Yes, you actually did. Our shields are completely toast. So we're going to do a barrel roll until we get our shields back. Hopefully. Oh my god, we need to recharge. Come on. Slippy, keep him busy. Slippy. Slippy is not keeping nothing busy. Alright, well. Now, some of the upgrades we can get will level our wingmen up. Ooh, those missiles. They really don't like those missiles. So these extra levels that I've got since I tried this last time really are helping. As I got my ass tapped when I tried last time. I don't think I'm going to go down yet, my lad. Right, he's gone. Ooh, that hurt. So, we've unlocked the outlaw hideout. Time to go. Yeah, you can get out. Slippy. Where did they get that skull from? Unfortunately, we were losing a lot of frames in that combat. Now, what is our reward then? Let's have a look. I've never done one of these. Oof. So we're getting lots of boosters. They are just low quality white ones. Like I said, we can use those. Magnet mines. Is this really the inside of their base? Either they blew it up before they left, or, well, they weren't exactly living in ideal conditions. Keep going. Keep it going. That mine is hidden behind something. Unless it blew up. Uh-oh. Oh, dear. Nope, that's fine. This is gonna hurt. Oh, God. Oh, God. That really hurt. Yeah, these mines are difficult to deal with. Difficult to see. I think we're almost there. We're almost at the core. So we get loads of these boxes. These boxes contain money, which we certainly will be having. Because money is useful. When we combine different mods together, that costs money. Alright, let's open this bass up. So it looks like we've got a couple of mods. We've got a core. We've got a load. Oh, a champion core. What does that do? A champion core. Now, was that for our ship? Oh, I think it was. So we've got a tank core and a champion. Gives us more handling, more speed, and 25% damage after a precision hit. Okay, I don't really know what a precision hit is, but fine. So yeah, I mean, that is essentially a little quick look at this game. I think there's plenty here to enjoy. And the fact that you can pick this game up for like literally £6 now, on the Switch, or I guess on the PlayStation or Xbox, I don't think you could really argue. I think there's a lot of content to hear, a lot of content to enjoy. I think the monetization practices are ridiculous. I get it. I get it's the whole point of the game, but I do think that they are unnecessarily stingy. They are incredibly stingy. But, you know, that's the nature of it. I don't know how often they go on sale either. Because, you know, if I could unlock everything... Look, I paid £6 for the game. Technically, if you want to argue the toss, I paid like £12 for the game, because I bought the game twice. But if they ever went on sale and they did the whole collection of the DLC for, say, £20, I'd buy it. I absolutely would buy it. It's nice to have a space shooter like this. And, you know, if you gave this to a kid, I would assume because of the Saturday morning cartoon vibes, I think they would have been really happy with it. I would have loved this when I was a kid. It gives me, you know, like Ben 10 vibes, that kind of thing. Mass Crusaders, for instance. Even like Tomcats or Biker Mice from Mars, something like that. Really does fit into that 80s and early 90s sort of cartoon vibe. Anyway, let's just pop over to the Xbox. Now we've seen kind of like everything the Star Fox stuff does, apart from Star Fox's unique mission, which I haven't even done yet. Let's just have a look, see how crispy and how much nicer it is on the Xbox, because I'm genuinely curious. Alright, so here we are on the Xbox, and straight away, it's a very, very crispy, clean looking game. As you would expect, you know. Bear in mind that this is the Xbox One version of the game running on the Series X. Unfortunately, all the cool Star Fox stuff is gone, which kind of stings, but there's not a lot we can do about this. Anyway, I'm basically where we were in the introduction before I loaded my other save. Now, there's lots of things that we can pick. We can pluck bone fruit, and we can use these resources to trade with outposts and things. Now, we can only hold 10 of each, I believe.
Apparently that's called bone fruit. Real appetizing.
Uh-huh.
It's not a plant, but a kind of parasite. Ugh.
Lovely. We do get some interesting dialogue and stuff whenever we discover something. A bit of background, a bit of fluff. We've also got creatures that we can examine on every planet.
St. Grand and I assembled a database through our contacts in the Pleiades. Scan that animal, and we may get a match.
So we can completely like map these planets, and it is a good bit of fun. So I think we need to find more than just one. I think we need to find like 3 or 4 of each creature. Might just be 3. And we've got some more creatures over here. So inventory space is a big problem, but that's something that we can level up. To start off with, I think you can only hold 10 or... it's like 5 or 10 of each item. And then we can upgrade to like 20 and then 50 and then 100. 100 is practically unlimited. Let's keep scanning. Now I am probably, I don't know if I'm going to say definitely, but I will probably play this through on the Xbox version, just because I like the idea of all the achievements. And I would have thought this would be not the hardest game in the world to get everything, unless there are difficulty achievements, which I wouldn't be a huge fan of. Right, so we've got a Razorbeak. Nice.
That's called a Razorbeak. Gotta say I like the name. Apparently their horns are harder than diamond.
Very nice. Harder than diamond. Well, maybe we should make armor out of it. Let's keep collecting this bone fruit. Cool. Now, yeah, inventory full, so we can only hold 5 organics. That's not brilliant, let me tell you. That is going to fill up really quickly. So the game is not stuttering.
Database updated.
Ooh, observatory.
Hey, the signal's coming from a kind of building. You think they're friendly?
Let's hope so. Go
One
say hi.
way to find
Here if you
out.
need it.
One way to find out, I guess. So these are the little other orange dots that are on the map. These are your allies. They will help you in combat if enemies are close, and you can upgrade them and power them up. Sometimes they will also get into difficulties themselves, and you get a mission to come and save them. Now these little boxes that are everywhere, these contain money. We need as much money as we can get our grubby little mitts on.
Oh, good, you're back. Wait, you're not Thicket. Now, where's my assistant when you need him?
Hi. Listen, my name is Mason. Our flagship crashed. We were hoping you had fuel.
Hmm? Oh, sorry. My missing assistant has me all flustered. You haven't seen a squat, leafy fellow wandering around, have you?
No. Maybe we can help each other?
Okay, let's offer our help.
I sent Thicket to put down a beacon, and he set it right next to an imp hive. Stars knows where he is, but I need that hive removed. Then I can help you with, fuel, was it?
Indeed, fuel. So we'll get some XP, some money, and common ammo upgrade for that. Okay, so...
Dude, you just made friends with an alien! That's like historical!
He kinda looks like a giant iguana. Guess all those sci-fi books I read were right. Huh?
Iguana? That better be a compliment, flyboy.
Oh, yeah. Iguanas are beautiful creatures. Very majestic.
Yeah, I mean, sure, buddy.
So you said I need to clear out an imp hive.
Imps, such nasty little machines. Of all the Legion, they irk me the most. I find the best way to handle them is, well, not to handle them at all. But I hear combustion works.
So, fire? I think we can handle that.
Oh, we can definitely handle some fire. No worries there. Hey, popped an achievement. Blowing off steam. Thermal shock 10 targets. See, I love achievements. I know some people don't care for them, but I really think in a game like this, they are sort of important. Right, still can't hold anything in our inventory. Let's keep going. Let's go take out an imp hive. So this is an enemy base, essentially.
Alright, I think I'm coming up on the hive. Wish me luck.
We're definitely coming up on the hive.
I think I made him mad.
Alright, let's go nuke this guy into orbit. Get off my ship. Yeah, the little imps will actually jump on you and try and drag your ship around, which is kind of cool, but it's sort of annoying as well. Come on, let's get these weapons charged up. Oh, you know what? I can really feel the fact that we've gone back to basic unleveled weapons.
The hive's been destroyed.
Oof.
Ah, wonderful. No hive, no imps. Just the way I like it. I have some Electrum waiting here for you, as promised.
Oh, actually our ship takes Nova.
Nova? Where did you say you were from?
Well, most of us are from a planet called Earth. Or more specifically, New Jersey.
Well, the only way to get Nova here is to salvage the core from an extractor. But, well, it should appear on your map.
Yeah, so essentially the rub of this game...
Interesting. Now that we have helped this observatory, our visibility on the planet has increased.
There's the Legion extractor. Looks like that's our target.
Yeah, so the rub of this game is Nova is this incredibly rare resource. Although, it's not rare, but it's incredibly difficult to use and to process into fuel. There was a lost race that managed to do it, and there's lots of leftover Nova that you can use, but you cannot refine any new Nova. However, our captain that got stolen and transported off, he knows how to do it. He discovered a way of doing it.
But since the reawakening, they defend themselves most efficiently. But you all seem desperate. They're competent enough. Just bring the core to me and we'll be done.
So let's go. Now this is one of the many things that we can do.
Whoa, look at that storm.
Ah, yes. The extractor should be just inside.
Yay! Into the storm. Well, that looks ominous.
Enemy analysis complete. Siege weaponry recommended.
Siege weaponry? Well, we don't have any siege weaponry as far as I know.
It's the only idea we got.
First, you'll need to target the nodes along the perimeter. Aim for the red power cells.
I'd actually forgotten about this guy.
The extractor's core will be exposed.
And cores are another resource that we can collect. You get organic, you get salvage, and you get cores. These are the resources that we use.
That's it. The nodes are disabled.
And you have a different inventory slots. Oh god, I forgot
Those
that.
extractor lasers are quite the menace.
Yeah,
Be
they
sure to
are.
Jump over them if you can.
Yep, so you have a certain amount of each of those that we can hold. To start off with, it's 5, which is really problematic. 5 is really not many at all. But as I said, we can level that up in no time.
The nodes are reactivating. You'll have to disable them before you can
That's
damage the
fine. That's what we're here for. We can take these out. Now, I'm going to have to stop playing soon because we're going to be pushing an hour. And that is my absolute limit when I do one of these videos. Because I have to worry about how I'm going to actually upload the video. There we go. A little bit more. So it is a shame how this game ended up, to be honest. I would have loved to have seen them keep going. I would have loved to have, you know, seen a second game, possibly. Or maybe they could have just added other franchises in, like I said before, Halo or Warhawk or something like that. It would have been cool.
Down, I think.
Sweet. Now grab that core and get out of there.
Now those bars that were on the front of the ship there, or above the ship I should say, that's our weapons gaining experience and our ship. Or should I say our pilot. So we can pluck these cores out and we can sell them and use them.
Interstellar. Nova is such a rarity, you could make quite a fortune with your skills.
I don't get it. Can't you just make more Nova?
If only we could. Sadly, while there is plenty of electrum to be found, no one knows how to refine it. So the only Nova left is inside those machines. And well, we're not all as brave as you are.
Wow. I wonder if St. Grand knows about this.
What was that?
Our captain, St. Grand, he learned how to create Nova. That's how we got here.
Your captain can make Nova? My stars, why didn't you say so? Knowledge of that kind could upset the entire system. And you say he's missing?
That's why we're here.
I see. Fascinating.
Right, I think I'm going to leave it there. Anyway, that was a look at Starlink. Now, which version is best? You know, it's so easy to just say the Xbox version is better, right? You know, much better graphics. It plays smooth. It's definitely 30 frames a second, unfortunately, but it plays smooth. There's no lag. You can zoom around the battlefield. But the Star Fox content on the Switch version, it really does add a nice amount of extra flavor. It's difficult. It's so difficult. I'm probably going to play through both of these. If you need the portability as well, then the Switch version's a no-brainer. I wish I knew how the Switch 2 was going to handle backwards compatibility, because if you do just plonk in a cartridge and the game runs better, that's going to be wicked. But I don't think that's how it's going to work unless they make a bespoke patch for the game. And to be honest, I think Ubisoft is done with this franchise. It kind of came out, it flopped. As I've said previously, you can find unopened copies of this game on eBay. They are not rare. They're readily available. like I said, the guy that I bought the Xbox version off had like more than 10 available. He also had the PlayStation version, and I don't know about the Switch version. I think the Switch version was more popular just because of the Star Fox content, and I get it. It is cool. I think it's going to be down, like, if you're the sort of person that only plays games at home and you got an Xbox or a PlayStation or even a PC, that's probably the way to play this. I would love to have got the PC version so I could have, you know, had the high frame rates and everything. But I'm just not installing Ubisoft crap on my computer. I have Steam, I have Xbox, and that's it. I don't even have Epic, oh no, and I have GOG Galaxy. Like, that's enough for me. If a game isn't on one of those, then I'm not interested. So anyway, leave your thoughts down below. Have you played this game? Let me know. What is if you have played this game, let me know if you've bought weapon packs. Because I'm probably going to buy weapon packs. I'm probably going to be buying them on the Xbox version. Because I'm going to do the Switch version first, most likely. And then with my new knowledge of how the game works, I could probably get through it a lot quicker on the Xbox, and I could get all those sweet, juicy achievements. And to make it more interesting, I might buy some of the packs as well. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. And as always, till next time.